Think about an android that is very human-like, that has silicone skin.
The closer it looks to a human, the more creeped out I personally am because it's so clearly not a human.
I am a social companion. I can speak of emotions in it.
The vision for robotics is that we're going to have these robotic technologies that are going to put in the human environment and they're going to interact with people. So you're designing technology to fit into that environment.
I guess the extent to which we have to be human-like with robots really depends on how we want to use them.
I came for delivery.
The robots that have this sort of eerie flesh-like covering, it is a little unnerving, in part because they do look so much like us, but they're not.
I have a new autofocus camera in my eye.
Things that act human but aren't quite all the way there really creep us out. And so that's the Uncanny Valley.
The Uncanny Valley is really about negative perceptions.
The concept is seen in a graph that shows how our emotional response changes as things look more and more human.
The x-axis would be human likeness or closeness to being like a human, from a very, very simple smiley face all the way to an actual human being. The y-axis is acceptance. So what happens is as it gets more lifelike, our liking of it, our acceptability of it goes up and up and up. And then right before it gets to being exactly like a human, it dips into what's called the Uncanny Valley.
It looks almost human, but not quite so.
As soon as it moves a little bit, you just know that it's not. You can't even put a finger on what creeps you out exactly, you just know that it's wrong. Our acceptance goes way down, and then when it becomes an actual human, it jumps back out again.
What is the boundary between getting a robot as close to human-like as we can, or is there some place that we should stop as this is enough, this is close enough?
Maybe we just need to make them human-like enough, and they're programmed well enough to be able to respond to you. That could be quite a satisfactory outcome.
That's the mission for the team at the Wisconsin Human-Computer Interaction Lab. They work to bridge the Uncanny Valley and help robots fit in by focusing on natural behavior rather than human-like appearance.
Hi.
Not everything that will fit into the human environment will be human-like. My design challenge is to really design the right behaviors that meet expectations.
That includes something as basic as the way a robot looks at you.
Hello, my name is Wakamaru.
When people talk to each other, they don't just stare at each other. But the kind of default mode for a robot is to just stare at you. One of my projects was exploring how and when and for what reasons would a robot look away from you.
We have to explore what is the type of behavior that is going to be more understandable by a person.
We would collect data from two people talking, mark every time they look away. When does it start? When does it end? How does it look? There are certain patterns that everyone follows.
Researchers then programmed the robot to recreate those human patterns of looking away, called gaze aversion.
Don't just have the robot stare at you. It should look away periodically.
They tested whether using gaze aversion made any difference.
We gave people a set of questions to ask the robot.
What is the loan per year?
Where can I find the book?
How many books are held in all the libraries on campus?
When the robot is trying to give you some information, we explored either just saying the information back to you.
Memorial Library can be found on State Street.
Or looking away to think about it.
The campus library collections hold a total of 7.3 million printed volumes.
If it's looking away before just kind of blurting out information to you, people actually think it appears more thoughtful. They trust that information a little bit more. And so that actually can make dialogue go smoother.
How a robot looks at you can even affect how you feel about it.
If it's looking at you only out of the corner of its eye, people didn't feel like they liked the robot as much.
I mean, if people hate working with the robot, it's not going to be successful in that environment.
What I want to create is technologies that fit in with human expectations. My goal is not to replicate a human being. I want things to fit in to the human environment so that they become a natural part of that environment and it's usable and useful.
Nope, nope.
Unless it's supporting your goals, that's not something that I'm interested in building.
you.